you there was a hidden world, that all around you is a secret world you've been blind to, and I have the power to give you sight. Let me tell you the secret.
Hell is, well, it's hell. But it's no longer just for the evil dead. It's also a demonic dungeon you explore in The Secret World, Funcom and Electronic Arts' upcoming massively multiplayer RPG. As you probably know, the game takes place in the modern world, but it's a world in which myths and urban legends are frighteningly real.
Desert's on fire, sky like an open mouth, twisted goddamn creatures with a terrible fucking beauty. It's poetic.
And so it's only natural that hell would be a real, tangible place. We recently played a mission that's the first of 3 related dungeons.
Wicker is here.
Here, we're chasing after a man named Wicker who has managed to open a portal to the fiery realm. We grouped up with some of the game's designers and other journalists and prepared for the worst. The biggest thing to keep in mind when playing this dungeon is that it's just as much about puzzling out environmental hazards as it is about bringing down monsters. In hell, the biggest threats aren't the demons. They're the eruptions that might occur right underneath your feet. Consider these towers, for example. You must avoid their emissions if you want to stay alive. You do best to equip a movement skill to help you avoid these and other dangers.
Your sweet virginal life. It is pure to know.
The towers become an even greater threat during the dungeon's first boss fight versus the Antimony Ministrix. Once you make your way to the Slag Cauldron, you must worry about another risk, good old-fashioned flames. But avoiding those flames might bring you dangerously close to the hardwired flesh tank swinging his blade about the arena. As it turns out, you spend very little time on so-called trash mobs in the Secret World, and more on major bosses and mini-bosses. But even mini-bosses encounters are complicated by other perils, like this toxic yellow goo. Then there's Recursia, many in one. She doesn't make staying alive all that easy due to an area of effect attack that forces you to run in real close to her.
Explosive union.
Not to mention the eunuchs that crawl from the walls and towards their mistress. They'll trigger an explosion should they draw too close to her.
Your world is bleeding. Bleeding anima. This war machine is its vampire. Protected by the portal's power. Separate them. Kill it. Be our savior.
By the time you reach the tyrant that closes the dungeon, you should have learned all you need to know about how to be successful. And the dialogue contains the subtle hints and information you need to conquer the battle. In the Tyrant's case, you need to first remove his shield by luring him into a blazing disturbance. Once vulnerable, you can pound on his flesh, but must also be mindful of artillery fire and massive amounts of flames that blanket the ground. Clearly, Funcom is trying to challenge and surprise you. Should you die during a boss fight, you can't be resurrected until the demon is vanquished. You might need to rethink your skill set if your party is routinely annihilated. Of course, tough dungeons don't by themselves make for an incredible game. Come June 19th, we'll know if the Secret World is actually a secret worth uncovering.
So
You came for me, I presume.
your princess.